So the Fed just got done meeting, and they came up with some bad news that's going to affect buyers and sellers probably into the entire season.
But we're going to give you some hope as well, so don't be all downtrodden. There is a silver lining to all this news.
Let's get right to it. So we went and took a look at what was being said, and Barron's News had this article, which we're going to put up for you right now.
March rate cut is not the most likely or base case scenario. So what does that mean?
That means that they're not going to lower the rates now. They've already decided not to do that. And they're not going to lower the basis rates in
I'm
March
so sorry.
as well.
Our dog is dying for attention. He's
Unbelievable. Can we finish this?
He's bumping our butts with his nose. He's like, boink, boink. All right, Scotch, get out. We got business to do.
Here's the thing. If they don't lower the rate, that's okay. Mortgage rates aren't necessarily tied to that, but however, they do get affected. And according to what Barron said, well, actually, let me show you this. Quote, I will tell you that I don't think it's likely the committee will reach a level of confidence by the time of our March meeting to identify March is the time to do a rate cut. That is what Chairman Powell said. What does that mean? That means we're into May before they drop the rates. That means our entire buying and selling season, which really goes till about end of July, we're not going to have the lower rates that Jackie and I and you were hoping for.
Right, and so what does that mean? That buyers aren't going to pull the trigger to purchase homes, but we usually do see more buying activity during the spring months, right? So there could be a little uptick. So for the sellers, that means you want to put your house on the market within the next 3 to 4 months.
And you're not going to be able to wait for that time when the rates are going down. This is ultimately bad news. We were really hoping that they would do some kind of lowering and not forecast into this. Actually, but we were talking about this earlier today. What happened with the stock market? Let's show you this, because this is a result of the Fed meeting. Take a look. CNN Business said Dow falls more than 300 points after Fed deflates rate cut hopes. So when Powell dropped the news that he didn't see a rate cut even into March, meaning it's probably going to be in May, that even affected the stock market, because the futures and basically what's going to happen in our economy, they're forecasting that we're not going to have what would normally be a pretty robust buying and selling market from now up until end of July. And that's not good news for anybody, not what we expect.
So that kind of contradicts what I said about putting your house on the market within the next couple months, right? Or
No, because
it's like this is a meeting of the minds here, because you're thinking one thing and I'm thinking something else.
You can't fight it. If you have to sell, this is the best time at which to go forth and do so. It's going to beat trying to wait until
the dog.
All right, so if you have to sell that, you better do it now, because if you wait until really July or August, you're out of the season. So you're going to have to deal with it. But we've got to deal with what the current market situation is. If you're buying a home, and here's kind of the summary for you. If you're going to buy a property, go ahead. The rates will come down, but it will probably not be until August or September where we really start to see them drop into the fives. I expect fives still.
Which is really disappointing. It's really disappointing. We were all like really hoping that these rates were cut. That goes to show you that no one really has a crystal ball. No one can say for certainty something is going to happen, because they can just go the other way.
Yeah. One more thing I want to share with you. Will mortgage rates fall after this week's Fed's meeting? Here's our prediction. We were hoping for a reduction in the Fed rate. Right now, we didn't get it. They pretty much squashed it publicly that there's not going to be one in March, which means we're waiting until May. I believe that in May we'll definitely see it. We're getting inflation under control. That's our big issue right now. If you're buying a house, deal with it. You can't get past it. There are going to be less buyers out there, so you won't have as much competition, which is a good thing when you're buying and you're going to do a refi. If you're selling a home, you're not going to be able to expect these astronomical price jumps or anything like that. Get your home on the market, get some good advice, price it well. You have to deal with the market you're dealing with.
It's just a matter of urgency. Do you need to buy? Do you need to sell? If so, unfortunately, you're just going to have to make that decision and purchase that property or put your home on the market.
This is not the news we were hoping to pass on to everybody. When we put this up, it is definitely a mortgage nightmare. We were hoping for a really robust season. I don't think that's going to happen at the same level we wanted.
What can we do?
Get yourself good advice, get good counsel on what the market looks like, price your home well. If you're buying a home, don't overpay for it. You won't have a lot of competition. So I guess there's a slight silver lining, but it's not good news. This is bad news.
We are the bearer of bad news.
Scott, come here and cheer everybody up. Come on, boy. Come on.
We didn't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but we got to give you the truth, right? Say hi.
Who wants a golden doodle? We're giving one away.
We would never give them away.
Anyways, good luck.